Dear students, today we will start learning a new lesson, that is chapter 8 of part 2, probability distributions. Chapter 8, probability distributions. Now let us go through some important terms in probability. Experiment and random experiment. An operation which can produce some well-defined results or outcomes is called an experiment. That is, any process that creates an outcome or result. Each outcome is called an event. And an experiment in which all possible outcomes are known and the exact outcome cannot be predicted in advance is called a random experiment. Or a random experiment is an experiment or a process for which the outcome cannot be predicted with a certainty. And the sample space, denoted by capital S, of a random experiment is the set of all possible outcomes of a random experiment. Let us see the example. If a coin is tossed 2 times, it results one of the 4 outcomes. H means the first coin can show H and the second coin also can show H, means head. And the first coin shows head and the second coin shows tail. And it is reverse order, that is first coin shows tail, second coin shows head, or both the coin shows tail only. So these are the possible outcomes. One of these 4 outcomes can occur. Then the sample space is written as capital S is equal to set of HH, HT, TH, TT. Next term associated with the probability is random variable. Consider the example of tossing a coin 2 times or 2 coins at a time. Both gives the same result. So we have the sample space S is equal to set of HH, HT, TH and TT. If we want to find the number of heads in the experiment, then we get the number of heads in each possible outcomes. That is, here in this case, that is both coin shows H, that is head, then the number of heads is 2. Or in these 2 cases, number of heads is 1. And in this case, that is if both coin shows tail, then the number of heads equal to 0. Here, each outcome of the sample space is associated to a real number. This real number changes from outcome to outcome, hence called a variable. And this is the variable obtained from a random experiment, it can be called random variable. A random variable can be defined as a function associating a real number with each outcome of a sample space S of a random experiment. Now, a random variable is generally denoted by capital letters like X, Y, Z, etc. Domain of a random variable X is the sample space, and codomain or range of the random variable X is the set of real values taken by X. And we know X is a function from the sample space to the real numbers. That is, we represent it as X is the function from sample space to the set of real numbers. We represent a function like this. Now, we use small letter x to denote a particular value taken by a random variable x. Here, random variable is represented by capital X and its value, that is small x. Now, types of random variables. Random variables are classified into 2. Discrete random variable and continuous random variable. A random variable x is said to be discrete if it takes either finite or countable infinite values. The values of a discrete random variable are obtained by counting. Number of boys, that is in a family, that is represented by capital X. In a family having 4 children. So x takes values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is number of boys in a family having 4 children. There are 4 children. So, if all the 4 children are girls, then the number of boys is 0. If only one boy, then 1. If there are 2 boys and 2 girls, then the number of boys is 2. Or it can be 3 or 4. Now, continuous random variable. A random variable x is said to be a continuous random variable if its possible values form an interval of real numbers. For example, height of students in a school. That is, height of the students can differ with the decimal values also. So, it will be considered within a interval. Now, let us learn about the discrete random variable in detail. First, probability distribution of a discrete random variable. Let the possible values of x be denoted by x here means random variable, denoted by x1, x2, x3, etc. It can be infinite, countable, infinite also. And the corresponding probabilities be denoted by P1, P2, P3, etc. Here these values are taken small letters. Then the distribution of these variables and corresponding probabilities is called the probability distribution of the random variable. And the probability distribution of the random variable x above can be expressed as the set of ordered pairs. Ordered pair x1, p1 means variable x1, the corresponding probability is p1, or the value of the variable is x1 and the corresponding probability is p1. Value of the probability is x2, then the corresponding probability is p2, and value of the variable is x3, then the probability is p3, etc. And it can be expressed as a table also. That is, in the first row we will write the values of the variable x, and the second row we will write the corresponding probabilities. Now, probability mass function PMF. The probabilities Pi of discrete random variable x taking the values xi for all possible values of x. Then the function that gives probabilities for each value xi of x is called the probability mass function. If the variable x is discrete, then the function f of xi is equal to pi, which is equal to p of x is equal to xi. Means when the value of the variable is xi, then the probability pi, or it is represented by the function f of xi, is called the probability mass function, or it is a function in the values of x. Some important properties of probability mass function. If x is the discrete random variable taking values from the sample space S, and f of x is the probability mass function of x for all x belongs to S, then first one, 0 less than or equal to f of x less than or equal to 1 for all x belongs to S. That is, the value of the function f of x lies between 0 and 1. It should not be less than 0 or greater than 1. Second one, the total of all values of f of x for all x belongs to S is always unity. Means total probabilities, that is total probability value of the function f of x means probabilities only, pi only. So the sum of all probabilities but that is calculated by the variable, the values of the variable x belongs to S is equal to 1 only, or let us say in short, all the probabilities, sum of all the probabilities equal to 1, which is related to a single random experiment. Now, cumulative distributive function CDF. Let x is the discrete random variable, then the cumulative function f is defined as capital F of x is equal to P of x less than or equal to x. That means we will find out the probabilities within the value x is x of x. In particular, f of xi is equal to sigma xi less than or equal to x, p of x less than or equal to xi. xi are the values of x, random variable x, and it can be represented as sigma xi less than or equal to x f of xi also. That means the sum of the values of f of xi where xi less than or equal to a particular value x. Let us see an example for cumulative distribution function. Consider the experiment of tossing 4 coins and random variable x is the number of heads. Then the sample space is set of h means all the 4 coins show head only, and 3 heads and 1 tail, and 3 heads and 1 tail can be of these, that is first coin, second coin, third coin and fourth coin order it is written. So these all 4 possibilities are there for 3 heads and 1 tail. And here 2 heads and 2 tails are of these many possibilities, and 3 tails and 1 head of these 4 possibilities or cases, and this is the case where all the 4 coins show tail only, and we take x as the number of heads. So x can take the values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 means in this case the number of head is 4, and these all 4 cases number of head is 3, and here number of head is 2, number of head is 1 and number of head is 0. Now if now we will calculate the probabilities of each value. That is p of x is equal to 0 means when the variable takes value 0 then the corresponding probability. X is equal to 0 means all the 4 coins shows tail. So p of t, that is how many favorable outcomes are there in this sample space? Only 1. And there are total 16 outcomes. So the probability by the definition it is 1 upon 16, that is number of favorable outcomes upon total number of outcomes, total possible outcomes, 1 upon 16. Similarly, we calculate the probabilities of x is equal to 1, that is head is 1, that is number of heads equal to 1 means these all 4 cases are there. So p of TTTH or TTHT or THTT or HTTT. Now for all these cases we have to add the probabilities of each case, that is TTTH is one of the 16 outcomes, so its probability 1 upon 16. Similarly the remaining terms also 1 upon 16, 1 upon 16 and last one also 1 upon 16. So while adding we get 4 upon 16 or 1 upon 4. Now p of x is equal to 2 means these are the different cases, and each case occurs once in this sample space, so the probabilities are 1 upon 16 only. So adding these cases we get 6 upon 16 or is equal to 3 upon 8. And p of x is equal to 3 means these cases, that is 3 heads and 1 tail. So add these probabilities we get 4 upon 16 or 1 upon 4, and p of x is equal to 4, that is the case that in which all the 4 coins show head only, that is 1 upon 16. We can express the details obtained above in the form of a table. First row, let us write the values of the variable x is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4, that is number of heads, and the corresponding probability mass function, that is f of x is or p of x is equal to x is equal to 1 upon. We have obtained these probabilities, and the corresponding probability cumulative probability function or cumulative probability function is obtained by using this formula, that is p of x less than or equal to x. That is, first one, if x takes the value 0, corresponding probability is 1 upon 16. Then the cumulative probability function value also 1 upon 16 only. And if x takes the value 1, then the corresponding probability is 4 upon 16. But f of x, here x is 1. F of x will be p of x less than or equal to 1. There are two cases, p of x is equal to 1 and p of x less than 1. That is p of x equal to 0. So we have to add the probabilities of first and second values. That is 1 upon 16 plus 4 upon 16 is equal to 5 upon 16. And what about p of x less than or equal to 2? Means x less than or equal to 2 means it can be 2 or 1 or 0. So we add the corresponding probabilities of these three cases. So 1 upon 16 plus 4 upon 16 plus 6 upon 16. On adding we will get 11 upon 16. And the next one, p of x less than or equal to 3 or f of 3. That is x takes the values 3 or 2 or 1 or 0. That is, we add these four probabilities. So we get 15 upon 16. And the next one, when x takes the value 4, cumulative distribution function is f of 4. That is, p of x less than or equal to 4 means all these values can be there. So we have to add all these probabilities. So the entire probabilities, all the probability means in this case the random variable takes these four values and the corresponding probabilities. So while adding these all probabilities we get the value 1. That is total probabilities in this case. That is equal to 1. Now next part of the lesson is explained in the next video. Thank you.